Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. Today, we are continuing our ongoing coverage of the civil war taking place inside of the former state of Ethiopia. Now, today we're hearing a lot of reports coming out of the region that indicate that the Tigray regional government has offered a ceasefire to the Abiy loyalist forces. Now, is there a ceasefire in the former state of Ethiopia presently? No, there is not. I believe at this point the Tigrayan Defense Forces, in the spirit of the New Year holiday, has reduced the level of violence and war that is taking place in the region. Now, is that going to maintain? Difficult to say. There's also been a lot of pressure by Mike Hammer and the U.S. State Department in terms of getting all sides to participate in some sort of ceasefire arrangement. And I believe at this point the Tigray regional government, at least, has acquiesced and has agreed to some sort of initial stage of a ceasefire in the conflict zone. Now, the big issue right now is other parties involved. You have the Abiy loyalist government, and we have not heard whether they will accept the ceasefire. Obviously, the U.S. State Department is continuing to be concerned. The U.S. government is concerned about the migration of the Abiy loyalist government towards Russia and China. At the same time, you have the despotic regime of Eritrea also in the equation as well, and it's difficult to say whether they will accept any sort of ceasefire arrangement. But at this point, it does look like the Tigray regional government has acquiesced to the State Department and is willing to at least entertain the thought of a ceasefire at this point. Now, with that being said, over the last 48 hours, the Abiy loyalist forces have sustained additional defeats north of Weldia. So we do know just to the north of Weldia, northeast of Weldia, the ENDF Abiy loyalist 104th Commando Division was essentially destroyed north of Weldia. This is a roughly 5,000 to 6,000 person light infantry force that was designed to defend against the continued Tigrayan Defense Force advance south towards Weldia. It would appear that the divisional commander of the 104th Commando Division of the Ethiopian National Defense Forces, aka Abiy Loyalist Forces, was decimated north of Weldia, and we have seen the capture of that divisional commander within the vicinity north of Weldia. Furthermore, additionally, over the past 2 weeks, roughly, we have also seen the 11th ENDF Abiy Loyalist Division destroyed near Kobo, and that unit was also augmented with elements of the Republican Guard, the regime security force designed to keep Abiy Ahmed in power. Some of those forces had been moved to Kobo to back up the 11th Division. It's also reported that that unit, the Republican Guards, were designed to prevent the retreat of the 11th Division and some other Abiy loyalist combat units that were operating within the vicinity of Kobo in the Zobel mountain range to the east. So again, near Kobo, the 11th Abiy loyalist division was defeated. The Tigrayan Defense Forces proceeded south and have essentially destroyed the 104th Commando Division as well, capturing its commander. And just a side note, the commander of the 11th Abiy Loyalist Division, more of an infantry division, probably not as a well-equipped or well-trained as the 104th Commando Division near Weldia, but nonetheless, that commander was captured as well. And then we also, and that would kind of fall in line with the estimated 10,000 Abiy Loyalist forces that have been captured and are now heading into prisoner of war camps in the Tigray region, more towards Mekelle, and being transported towards Mekelle. But we'll have to see what exactly happens over the next 24 hours. Do all parties become involved in the ceasefire? Or is this just something that's simply not going to happen at this point? It's very, very difficult to entertain anything that comes out of the Eritrean side of the equation. They have proven to be a untrustworthy force to reckon with, and additionally, obviously, it's a despotic regime. It's trying to deal. It's like trying to deal with North Korea in terms of what you're dealing with in Eritrea, and at the same time, the Abiy loyalist government, Abiy Ahmed, has become very, very close with Isaias Afwerki, the despotic dictator of Eritrea, as well. So again, the U.S. State Department trying to play it both ways, but unfortunately, it's probably not going to work in the long term. The social contract has really been torn up by both the Abiy loyalists and obviously the Eritrean military. What the Eritrean military did in northern Tigray is something that will not be soon forgotten by the Tigrayan people of the Tigray region, as were some of the atrocities that were committed as some of these Amharan paramilitary units were allowed to rampage through the Tigray region as well. So very, very difficult situation right now for all parties involved. The likelihood of a sustained ceasefire, I would say at this point, looks to be difficult. Not impossible, but difficult in terms of where all parties sit on any prospects of a ceasefire. But we'll continue to monitor, report, and watch very, very closely what happens over the course of the next few days. Again, thanks for joining us. More to come as soon as we get information. And as always, have a good day.